Recently, a court in the US made a historic decision. It held companies like Meta Platforms and YouTube legally responsible for contributing to social media addiction. The judgment focused not on the existence of these platforms, but on how they are designed. Features like infinite scrolling, autoplay, and highly personalized algorithms that are built to keep the user engaged for as long as possible. The idea is very simple. The more longer you stay, the more valuable you are to the platform. At first glance, this might seem like justice because for years, people have argued that these platforms are not just entertainment tools but carefully engineered systems that are meant to capture attention and makes it difficult to leave. And in many ways, that argument is valid when especially young users are exposed to such systems without no boundaries or awareness. And it is true that the resulting consequences can be serious. But once we accept that this system is built this way, a more uncomfortable question begins to emerge. If something is intentionally addictive, does that completely remove our responsibility as users? Because in reality, excessive use rarely feels like a single big decision. It actually happens gradually, right? A person opens an app with a small intention to relax for a few minutes or just watch one video. Then the system responds, offering something slightly more engaging, slightly more relevant. And in that quiet, almost invisible transition from intention to habit, there is still a moment of choice. This is where personal accountability enters the picture. Holding companies responsible is important, especially when it comes to protecting younger audience. But if we shift all the blames entirely onto the platforms, we also risk removing our own sense of control. We begin to see ourselves only as victims of design rather than participants in a system we continue to engage with. The truth is, these platforms are not completely harmful or completely beneficial. They are tools with amplified influence. The same algorithm that can trap someone in endless distraction can also expose them to ideas, skills, and opportunities that can genuinely improve their lives. The difference often lies not just in the design of the system, but in how consciously it is used. So the conversation cannot end with the question of whether social media is addictive. The more meaningful question is what we choose to do with that knowledge. Awareness by itself does not change behavior. It only creates the possibility of change. So in the end, accountability must operate on two levels. Responsibility of the companies to design ethically and protect users, and the responsibility of individuals to recognize their own patterns and make deliberate choices. Ignoring either side will give an incomplete picture. Understanding this balance is very important because it shifts the focus from blame to control. And control, even if it feels small, it is the starting point for the change. So that is what I wanted to convey through today's video. I hope I have gave you something useful without taking much of your time. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. I'll see you guys soon in another one. Until then, take care. Bye.